The Mercedes-Benz E-Class has been around since 1946. In our country, it has been around since 1994, with Mercedes-Benz selling around 57,000 units of this luxury sedan, making it one of the best-selling models from the German manufacturer in India. But the wait for the 10th generation model has been a little long, but the wait ends now because the 10th generation Mercedes-Benz E-Class long wheelbase, or LWB, is over. The sedan is here, and we are in Chakan at the Mercedes-Benz India plant to take a closer look at what this model offers. You're watching HT Auto. I'm Shubhadeep Chakravarti, and we are taking a quick look at what the Mercedes-Benz E-Class long wheelbase in its latest form factor brings to the table. If you thought the 9th generation E-Class was following on the footsteps of the S-Class, well, the latest E is even more similar to the S than before. And that's largely thanks to small but subtle updates to the design and proportions of the latest version. Whether it is the LED high-performance headlamps, or the large TriStar logo on the grille, or the 3D TriStar surrounds, or the 18-inch 5-spoke alloys, or even the flush-fitting door handles, the latest E is clearly trying to up an already high statement of elegance. Even the new Maybach-style rear quarter glass and 3D star design on the tail lamps are absolutely new. And boy, has the latest E-Class grown in proportions as well. It was already a long wheelbase version before, but the latest generation actually grows by 14mm in its overall length, 15mm in its wheelbase, and is slightly taller, 13mm to be precise, in its height as well. See this color? This is called Nautic Blue, my personal favorite. In fact, I specifically asked for this color. But apart from this particular shade of blue, you can get the latest E-Class in 4 other exterior color options. On the inside, the upholstery comes in a choice of 3 colors. But for more on the cabin, come, let me take you inside. Now, the best place inside the E-Class has always been the rear seats. This is really where the majority of the E-Class customer is going to find him or herself in. Now, because I was telling you about the exterior colors, let me tell you about the color options on the upholstery on the inside. What you see here is the beige shade, but you can also choose between a brown and a black color option. And if colors are really your thing, then you can also get the E-Class with 64 color ambient lighting. Layered ambient lighting is actually what Mercedes calls it, along with 10 themes for even more personalization options at your disposal. But the customer base of the E-Class is far more premium, or rather executive, to just be content with an interplay of colors, and therefore the E-Class has always prioritized luxury and opulence. The model has always been opulent, but the E-Class 2024 long wheelbase version is obsessively opulent. Some of the features that made the E-Class a hit in times gone by have been carried forward to this latest version, but some of the elements are brand new. A primarily chauffeur-driven model, the back seats remain the center of power. Complete with comfort cushions, the back portion of the seats here can recline by up to 36 degrees. The chauffeur mode allows you to adjust the front seat position while still being seated in the back seats, a feature that was very practical and much liked by the customers of the previous generation of the model. The soft close function on the doors and 4-zone climate control have been carried forward, and there is the air purification system inside the vehicle as well. There is copious amount of space inside the long wheelbase version, and considering that the E-Class now offers even more in terms of wheelbase and overall length, space for my feet in fact has grown even more. Now, one great addition is that under-thigh support that you see here can also be extended by around 10mm for a more comfortable experience, especially useful if you're on a long journey. And really everything that you see here can be controlled at the press of a button here. So if I want the shades down, well, the press of a button goes down, another press and the windows go down. I can control the panoramic sunroof above me, open it and shut it as I want through the press of a button here on the right. And even the rear shades can be operated by the press of a button here. In fact, the only shade inside the rear section of the E-Class that has to be done, well, manually, are the shades that are provided on the rear quarter glass. But that's also very interesting because, yes, for your privacy, the rear quarter glass also does get shades. So there you have it. The rear seats are really still the most opulent place inside the E-Class, and understandably so. Additionally, there are a lot of charging point options here. There is Type-C charging point under the central armrest here. You get more storage space here. There is a wireless charging pad, more storage space on the center console, more storage space behind the front seats, and some on the door pockets as well. We've been asked many times if there is massage functionality on the back seats of the latest E-Class. Well, unfortunately, that particular feature is missing from these rear seats. But otherwise, from what we've seen and experienced, the E-Class really goes out, over and beyond to pamper the passengers at the back. But what about those guys up at the front? Well, let me take you through that as well. Well, when a car is designed and engineered for people at the back, well, what can the chauffeur, a very lucky chauffeur might I add, expect from an E-Class? Well, plenty still. Now, because this car comes so well loaded, so well kitted with features that things like a panoramic sunroof, a 3-spoke steering wheel, or even an electronically adjustable front seat with memory function, they, well, just seem very plebeian by Mercedes' own very high standards. Of course, the latest E-Class continues to offer all of this. Something that's unique here, though, is a selfie camera. I wish Mercedes didn't call it a selfie camera, and I also wish it wasn't here right at the front, because its primary duty is to enable video conferencing for the owner on the move. And because this car, again, I keep repeating over and over again, is primarily being driven by the chauffeur, this camera could have been somewhere in the middle. But the fact that you can actually do it, well, is great. The dashboard layout is immaculate, massive MBUX screens on the dashboard layout. In fact, this here is a 14.4-inch main infotainment screen. Comes with a whole lot of applications from Spotify to Amazon Music and so on and so forth. So again, this screen is one of the best in the industries. There is also a 12-point-something-inch display for the co-passenger, which is great as well. Plenty of charging options, of course, but as I mentioned, these are to be expected on a top-end Mercedes model like the E-Class. There are storage spaces here. The ambient lighting is something I've already touched upon, so that is great as well. And of course, there are ADAS functionalities on the Mercedes-Benz as well. Because we are on the topic of ADAS, let me also highlight that there are as many as 8 airbags on the E-Class, including a knee airbag and a central airbag, which is a first for the E-Class from Mercedes-Benz. Now, under the hood is where a whole lot of magic is also happening. The petrol engine, the 4-cylinder petrol, and the diesel, the 4-cylinder diesel, have been carried forward. But what's new on the E-Class this time around is that both of those engines come with a 48-volt hybrid power system for better efficiency and lower emission levels. Unfortunately, though, we are at the moment not permitted to take this car out on public roads. So my verdict, at least, or my opinion on how the E-Class performs in the real world, well, we'll have to wait on that a little bit longer. A luxury sedan that has been on global roads for decades, has it then actually evolved with every passing generation and evolved with you? We've obviously not driven this car yet. We will do that shortly. But from what we've seen, this car definitely continues to make quite a statement just standing still. On the inside, the sheer levels of comfort, opulence and luxury are elevated, taking the E-Class long wheelbase much closer to the S-Class, in fact, the closest it's ever been. We also expect, of course, the pricing of the E-Class to be, well, accordingly done. But for now, what do you make of the latest E-Class? Do let us know. That's all the time we have in this video. Thank you so much for watching.